also be willing to do a little bit of research. A little bit of reading will save you the tears. The tears that fall, they can be avoided. They really can. If you go to the 405th, if you go to my personal page or any other combination of ways you choose to contact us, we will be more than happy to say, please for the love of God, don't use that one. Use this one. And we usually give you a link so you can find it either on Amazon, eBay, any other way you can purchase things online. We will also point you in the right direction for whatever files you may be looking for, because we've spent years cultivating and creating the community, as well as creating the database that wasn't there when we first started. So we can help hop, skip, and jump you through a lot of your building. I think that, does that help answer for your painting? I know that was way more than you were anticipating, but I sincerely hope some people took something away from that. And if you noticed, when you got a chance to take a look at this, this is like a two-tone paint. It has both purple, black, and blue, which is super cool. I got this out of a rattle can of Rust-Oleum, and they discontinued it. That made me want to cry. Because I just got done painting this, I'm like, oh, I'm going to do another one, and I ran out of paint. Can you find these? Please tell me you can find these.
I can, but I want to know what material that was made out of.
Oh, the actual material this is made out of is a pourable resin. You take a little bit of A, a little bit of B, you pour them together, you mix it up, give it about maybe 5 minutes, and it turns rock hard. So, and this required a mold, you pour it in, you do your thing, that kind of stuff. So, that is when you start getting into that level of, you 3D print something, you make it look all super sexy, and then your friend says, hey, could you make one for me? And then another friend says, hey, can you make one for me? Your other friend says, hey, I'll get 2 from you. And you go, I'll pay $300 for a couple gallons of silicone. Oh my God, I hope I make this right. And then you then realize, okay, I made the molds. Then you go, okay, well now I need to make the copies for all my friends who said, hey, I'll buy 1, I'll buy 2, I'll buy 3. You're like, okay, I'll start making a little bit of business out of this, right? Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. And then you go to mix it up and you start pouring this liquid in there. And here's the thing. If you smell things that are not human body odor, all right, like, if you, odor, odor. Okay, I think I've beat the drum that if you smell something that is not coming from the human self, all right, that's chemical or any other way, respirator, okay? You should be smelling beautifully clean air that is filtered through the amazing awesomeness of those chemical filters, all right? If you start smelling even the resin and the plastics as it starts to kick, it does actually produce a fume that can do damage to you in long-term effects. So if you're not in a well-ventilated area outside or anything else, just please be careful. That's one thing when I very first started, I did not realize, and I did myself some lung damage from super glue exposure. It was pneumonia for 3 months. So I don't know about you, but a medical bill of pneumonia for 3 months is not something I want to see happen to another human being. So please, respirators, so that way your friend can break wind and you don't have to smell it. Remember that.
Bullies on respirators. White lung is a very real thing. Like you said, we're using a lot of plastics, foams, rubbers. We're sanding it. Wear a dust mask. Because it's amazing what that stuff looks like when it comes back out of your sinus the next day when you're sneezing it up. I've done enough of that, forgetting to put my mask on, because I work with a lot of wood sliced prongs. Next day, I'm coughing up sawdust because I forgot to put the mask on. Instant dummy.
Don't go for the cheap ones like the straight up mask over the face, because that won't block chemicals. You want the actual ones that have the canisters on the side. Read them. Pick it up at the store, read them, see what they block.
You guys, for the most part, some people have not seen Breaking Bad. For the most part, everyone knows Breaking Bad. Yeah. All right. Good old Walter, and he's like, hey, look, seriously. And he's got those 2 canisters on the side. Think that. Go to Lowe's or Home Depot and think for a moment, I want to cosplay Walter, and just like go in there, think Breaking Bad. You see the Breaking Bad thing. Those masks are about $30. It's the best, cheapest, most awesome $30 you will ever spend in this hobby, okay? Please, for the love of God, do it, all right? And if you say $30 is too expensive, then I say this hobby is way too hazardous for your health. Don't do it, all right? So with that being said, I want to make, yeah, there we go. Well, yeah, we got the respirator and everything. Okay, If anyone else have any more questions? Go for
How
it.
did you make the blades on that energy sword?
The blades on the energy sword. That's a good. I'm not seeing it.
hiding.
Actually, all right, Ben. Actually, because
blades on the energy sword?
and you need to show off the lighting.
Yeah.
Everyone loves something that.
Technically, that's your handle. You made that.
Did I?
I want it
You
so
designed
bad.
Rancid props, and I bought off of him.
Oh, gotcha. Oh, all right. Okay, that's the reason why.
Can't touch the blade.
So,
The
okay,
blades,
well,
yeah, the blades are actually made out of a 1/4 inch plexiglass. I just etched it and then ran it through a bandsaw. Took my Dremel across here. Dremel's a great tool to pick up, by the way. And just gave it a little bit of thing, strapped some LEDs on it.
So, in a nutshell, cut out the silhouette. Silhouette. It's almost Pee Wee Herman, the word of the day. All right, so silhouette first, okay? And then you did a little bit of sanding or scratching, and etching. And then you basically sand and etched the outer edge just to give the lighting something to refract off of.
Okay.
Because this is, we all are familiar with fiber optics. Light you cannot see light until it actually hits something. So it's actually passing through here unobstructed until it hits here, and that's the reason why it looks all spiffy, okay? It's again, applied physics and chemistry and awesomeness. Yay, science.
Yay!
All right. So, and then as far as the actual, the switch?
Switch I just picked up at AutoZone.
Oh, okay.
Yep, connected to a 9-volt battery, flip the switch, battery lights up all the LEDs.
Spiffy. And you'll notice that, okay, so he actually used black duct tape to actually adhere the lighting to the actual blades themselves, which in and of itself, when you look at it super ultra up close, you're like, oh, that's black duct tape. That's black duct tape. But when you get all the way back over here and you're in picture and you're in armor and you're doing that, do you see the black duct tape? No. Don't beat yourself up over it. The overall glowing effect, I think, definitely outweighs any practical just make it work moments. And do you see the wires that attach into the actual handle from where you're sitting? Don't worry about it. You're going to be working with this so close, and you will be intimately know all the blemishes, all the mess ups, and all the everythings that you don't want people to see. When you get into an audience and you're like, hey, check out my stuff from 20 feet away, 30 feet away, 40 feet away. Does it look okay? Guys in the back say, thumbs up. Yeah, there we go, we got a thumbs up. So remember that, all right? Just because you're working on it super close up front, a little bit further away, or from wherever your friends are taking pictures from you, they're not going to see it. So don't tell them about it.
Don't beat yourself up over it too. I mean, there's the artist curse, something that you work on, you look at it and you see all the flaws, but to everybody else it's the most amazing thing on the planet.
The artist curse. I built this for a girl that's been wanting around doing Yuki Cross. It's the art of a staff inside mode. That thing drives me nuts. Every time I look at it, I am so disappointed with it. But the thing of it is, she adores it. She thinks it's perfect. But me as the artist, it drives me nuts. Yeah.
It looks pretty good. Why are you disappointed about
Don't tell us. Don't tell us.
Keep it quiet. No, I'm teaching you.
Don't ever point out the flaws.
Stop it.
Bad.
I'll kick you in the non-armor bits. All right, so.
They're not flaws, they're battle damage. And the other thing of it is, how I define it, it's a living weapon. When I was fussing over the things that annoyed me, I'm sitting there going, it's the art of a staff. It is a living, sentient weapon. It has personality. And I went, personality. Done.
And always remember, let your fandom show through in your piece. Be proud of it. Show it around, and you know something? When such a day comes, when you either drop it, someone touches it in a bad way, and age just happens to do its damage to it, just remember, you have a bunch of pictures, you'll be able to show your grandchildren of it, and say, hey, I did this out in public in front of people, and they thought it was cool. And you look back on it, and you're like, yeah, it was actually pretty cool. And you inspire your kids, and your kids' kids, and your kids' 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 kids, a couple of years from now, you will have some amazing pictures that will always immortalize your props and your costumes, okay? So when such a day comes when they're destroyed, weep the one tear, but you'll have the pictures. And don't sell them because the next guy's going to treat it poorly. So I sincerely hope that answers your questions. You're welcome to come up and eyeball and touch and feel and taste all this stuff up here. Otherwise, I now let you forth into the world knowing new knowledge of making things that are not real. So take care and have a nice day, and thank you for coming to our panel.